My name is Benjamin. I'm proud to give you Bernice and Brace. A very good morning to you guys.
Good morning. How are you, Benjamin?
I'm well, even when I'm not well, when I see you guys there, you see the smile. Smile. It gets
Hello, everybody. Good morning to you. Thank you for joining us. I'm trying to cut him off.
My choir.
Please, no.
I'm the choir's headmaster.
We'll not
AKA.
we'll not give you time for mischief.
Why?
All right.
Bernice doesn't love the hype or what? Because this man is trying to hype.
It's mischief.
Okay.
Right. Okie doke. All right, so I have this morning the Daily Graphic, Ghanaian publisher, the Custodian newspaper. How about you, Bernice?
I've got the Ghanaian Times and the Finder.
I have the Daily Guide, the Accra Times, and the Republic Press.
You know, when he started Accra Times, I'm sorry, but eventually, I ideally thought Accra Flood.
Oh, come on.
What is that?
Anyway,
it's in your subconscious.
It's in my subconscious.
But that's how bad
now
it
when I
is.
hear Accra, especially around this period, the first other thing that comes to mind is flood.
That's how bad it is, unfortunately.
But you know, it doesn't even rain in Accra like it does elsewhere.
No.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes we focus so much on Accra. Go to some
Kumasi,
rural
for example.
The rains
Kumasi rain is not a joke. It's not a joke, this thing.
the rains that Western region gets is, I'm not sure Accra can compare itself, but Accra gets flooded anytime it rains.
Yeah.
So maybe we need to check the drainage system here. Because the other time, even yesterday, it rained the whole day in Western region, in Takrady. And my kids were asking me, is it raining in Accra? I said, no, it's not raining. And they were surprised. I said, yeah, that's how it is, because Accra doesn't have a lot of trees. Trees do play a role in the number of, amount of rain you have. So Accra doesn't have it. And I wonder why anytime it rains. So we need to look at the architecture of our...
And today, just to mention, we will be having a conversation about that. But let's get into the papers, shall we? The front page of the Ghanaian Times, government secures.
So I'm going to, before you get into government securing that, I just want to look at this. Yesterday, we had 2 absenteeisms, especially when we're talking about absenteeism in Parliament. I just find it funny. Pardon me, I would have forgotten to be this mischievous. So, Health Minister, Dr. Kasiela Forson, he's absent.
No.
Health Minister.
Yes. No. You're not getting me. On the issue of Dr. Kasiel.
Okay, so on the
Forson.
Okay.
He's supposed to show up. Kwekwaji is supposed to show up.
Okay.
And
he didn't.
And then, it just got me laughing when the finance minister as well didn't show up, and then it got Parliament,
Well, he's gotten the warning from Parliament that, look, we'll never do any business.
But really, will we push it that far?
No, but he needs to go and...
But we push it that far.
But you see, this,
so unless you come and do this, none of the business.
This raises a lot of questions. We've seen it happen in other countries, where even the president, addresses the nation to account for what monies were used for COVID-19, okay, and how they were spent. Why is it difficult?
Yeah.
So we keep, and the minority has been pushing this for a very long time. So yesterday, we had the assurance that the minister was going to come and account. Why? What's the problem? Why is it so difficult for us to do this? Why is it so difficult for us to do this?
As long as he continues to do what he's doing, it raises doubt.
Exactly.
Because if you have spent the money, you know how you spent it. How difficult is it to come and tell Bernice and Ben that, the 1,000 cedis you gave me, I used 200 cedis to buy a shoe. I used 50 cedis to buy, lunch somewhere. How is it difficult? And so once you are trying your best not to appear before Parliament, because that's what the law says. The law has given them the power to summon you to come and account for every expenses you undertake. So if the man is failing to appear, it raises doubt and it gives credence to all the...
I guess on the back of what the speaker said, the only song that comes to mind is that latest hit, Booga. Ghanaian Times newspaper.
On the front page of the Ghanaian Times, government secures $24.9 million loan for agric mechanization plant. And it comes along with a photo of the finance minister, Ken Oforiatta, and Mr. Selva Kuma. And they're holding the documents of that particular agreement. Also, 5 foreigners grabbed for selling unwholesome products. I'm happy about this, but can we have more of that? SNIT rolls out electronic scheme to ease payment of contributions, and 538 physician assistants and anesthetists inducted. and the details of that
that's a good
story.
one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
The anesthetist, sometimes you go to places.
538, yeah.
That's a very good.
That's a very good one. But I'm interested in this 5 foreigners grabbed for selling unwholesome products. And the story is on page 3, written by Francis Dabri for Bolgatanga. A second court in Bolgatanga has remanded into police custody 5 Nigerians for allegedly selling counterfeit and unwholesome products to unsuspecting customers in Zebila. So it gives us their names, and they're being held on charges of conspiracy to commit crimes, selling of unwholesome products. And the prosecution is yet to furnish the court with a report on a forensic laboratory test on the products impounded. Okay, so these are detergent for cleaning homes, kitchens, and workshops with a clear warning: contact with eye and foodstuff should be avoided. Okay. They were also suspected to be selling unwholesome herbal products. So a search in their room revealed large quantities of assorted liquid substance in containers with inscriptions such as LDC teeth solution care, anti-infection solution, and teeth problem solution. Okay, these are all suspected to be unwholesome herbal products. So if you live around that area, you just want to be careful. If you've purchased anything with such an inscription on it, we are being told that these people have been arrested for these.
But you know, we really have to be very careful. Sometimes we take it for granted when it comes to these herbal remedies. I mean, you really need to know what you're drinking. I've been in a hospital before, and trust me, this person had, I don't know whether it was malaria or something, and took some herbal remedy. Look, you see parched earth when there's a famine, you know, no rain, and the land hacks up like that. That's how this gentleman's skin, from head, the scalp, to the soles of his feet. And it was exuding, I'm sorry, it's too early in the morning, but it was, I just want you to know, it was exuding this yellowish pus. And it was, he eventually, you know, passed that ward. But the suffering he went through, I will never forget it. And it was all because he drank some herbal concoction that had been giving him that it would, I don't know whether it was typhoid or something. So please, be very careful. You never even know what you are allergic to. You go and drink it. Let's really watch.
The best is to look out for the ones that FDA has certified, you know.
Yeah.
And then you
okay, so this other big one, gentlemen, we've been heavy on this during the week. Akratamba motorway opens today after completion of repairs. We know that our man is on the ground. He left early in the morning to monitor, because we were told at 6 a.m. traffic will be, traffic on that stretch where the bridge is being fixed will be open. And yeah, so that's basically it for the Akratamba motorway.
We also know that it is immaterial how much we spend.
Those of us
Let's spend the money.
Those of us who don't
doing it
should keep quiet. That's what he said.
Keep quiet.
Anyway, but
Why are you talking about the motorway?
Yeah,
Quiet.
But I'm happy about this, you know, a great mechanization. You know,
okay.
I've always said that since Professor Mills' time, I've had budget that we've spoken about setting up mechanization centers in the regions, but there's little to show for. Last 2 weeks, I was on a rice farm around Takwa. And if you listen to the...
Oh, there are rice paddies in Takwa?
Oh, yes. Oh,
That's
Takwa Simpa and I mean, Takwa itself is is an area where you can grow a lot of rice. Shama, you can. Pristia, Western North. There are a lot of places you can go.
It depends on the soil,
yes,
and then the rain patterns as well.
And so I'm happy that we're going to buy a machine because they need machinery. If we have it, we can do a lot.
Great. Well,
let me go.
No. The front page of the Daily Guide is very interesting. Please give us all the stories before you go to.
Yes, it reminds me of Bridget Dokwenuku's punchline for the Daily Guide, and then was it?
The Finder.
The Finder newspaper. Hey, it just brought it to mind.
Well, Daily Guide. Won to me secures order against Efiashwa. And
Next one.
That's on page 6. Atwesian fails to stop trial. Page 3. NPP's borrowing better than NDC's.
Okay. How is that a story? I mean,
no,
this is the same thing Bridget was.
Okay.
Read everything before you go into the details.
Happier times. Joyce Blessing's husband denies video.
Okay.
Is that your
Have you seen the video?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
You have it?
Me neither.
You haven't. Okay, so I was scrolling through social media, Facebook to be precise, yesterday, and I saw a video of Joyce Blessing looking like I've never seen her before. And this was because, I mean, in our private moments, I mean, we are who we are. I mean, not the way we want to put up appearances. Yeah. So she looked a bit scruffy, and she was holding a bottle, and, you know, apparently it's red wine, and she looked a bit tipsy. Oh. And, you know, and somebody leaked this video. And so her management released a statement yesterday.
Supposedly
you know Nana Agrada, a.k.a. Evangelist Pat.
Yes.
Okay. So she's been having this social media beef with her. And so she came onto social media to show the videos in a live broadcast. So her management said, well, these videos were sent to her husband. And, you know, she and her husband are in court. They're trying to dissolve their marriage. And the gentleman says he wouldn't have come out but for the tag. So he feels once they said the videos were sent to him, then it suggests that he leaked them. But he says in the first place, the video was not even sent to him because he is not Kwame. But Joyce was addressing a certain Kwame in there. But it brings to mind, gentlemen, even talking about Wontumi and Ifeanyi. I don't know how you people feel about this new dimension of beefing, where if I have a problem with Benjamin, because I can't go to Benjamin's house and fight with him, but I know he will see the video I'm posting. I sit in my room and I put and sometimes the language, the attacks. We've seen. You
want to know my opinion? Absolutely rubbish.
We've seen live, quote unquote, invocation of curses, and I'm just asking myself, what are we doing to ourselves?
I don't even want.
What example are we setting for our little ones? These little ones, they will grow up and become a reflection of us. And but sometimes I see these things.
Ben and Bernice, I think we should blame ourselves too. All of us, including the media. We give attention to these kind of things.
You know, yesterday I saw some stories about a certain Abna. I'll not add the rest in the papers. I ignored the story. I didn't, because I feel we give too much credence, too much momentum to
once I do something
unnecessary
and I realize you guys pick it up, I'll continue doing it. And I think it's something that we need to stop, else it won't augur well for us. We need to put a halt to that. Now, Opening moves to halt trial again. Now, let me read the letter of the story. It says, the embattled former Chief Executive Officer of Ghana Cocoa Board, Dr. Stephen Opening, has renewed his move to temporarily put his trial on hold by filing another application for stay of proceedings. Now, the application filed before an Accra High Court, where he and businessman Seydou Agongo are standing trial for allegedly causing over 217 million financial loss to the state, is challenging the trial judge's order on him to call his fourth witness. Now, you remember that his third witness, I'm told, is in the hospital, and because of health challenges, he cannot appear. So they had to use, the technology means. But I'm told that the mechanism has been rented by another person. So the judge says, okay, if that's the case, then we can't wait for him. Call your fourth witness as we wait for the third witness to recover. And he says that, no, I want you to still stay.
But this case has traveled for some time.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Benjamin, what do you have?
The Daily Graphic quickly. Graphic Courier marks second milestone. Repair works on motorway completed. And plug loopholes in procurement processes, Chairman Sabonsu to MDAs. I'll just focus briefly on that. The Minister of Parliamentary Affairs, Osei Chairman Sabonsu, has called on ministries, departments and agencies to plug loopholes in procurement processes to ensure value for money for the nation. He observed that between 75 and 77% of the annual national budget was spent on the procurement of goods and services, and therefore, MDAs had the responsibility to seal all loopholes that allowed unscrupulous people to manipulate the system for personal gain. I agree wholly with him, but I also ask myself, especially knowing that 75 and 77% of the annual national budget is spent on the procurement of goods and services. What do we do? Over the last 5 years, what has this administration done in terms of plugging those loopholes? So again, it goes back to what I often see. A lot of big talk, very little
action.
We all saw what happened with the former PPA boss. We've seen a lot of things that have been taken up in Parliament and outside of Parliament. So while this is very heartwarming, I take it with the smallest grain of salt.
Talking about procurement, this morning on the 6 a.m. news, we did a story where the chairman of the Public Accounts Committee says they've cited...
Is that Klucha Aveji?
Yes, James Klucha Aveji. They've cited some top officials of the Ghana Cylinder Manufacturing Company, including its CEO, Francis Esiam, for prosecution. So they say they allegedly breached procurement laws and used sole sourcing when it was not necessary. And so they forwarded this to the Attorney General's department. But again, that question, I remember 2-3 years ago when the current gender minister, Adwoa was procurement minister, and we were all talking about the benefits of having someone to oversee, even though we have a PPA at the time. We had a PPA, and unfortunately, we all know how it ended. With the PPA
we were
boss.
told she was to help,
Yes.
It ended in tears.
Yes, but the PPA boss himself was found to have been involved in alleged corruption and misconduct.
With his hand in the cookie jar.
Exactly. So really, it tells you, I don't want to use this expression.
I know, right? You are
Who is overseeing the work of those who are being put in charge to oversee others?
Who oversees the overseer?
Now you know the expression I wanted to use.
Who oversees the overseer? I'll just wrap with sports.
I think that's why people are calling for Parliament to be like, we don't have to have a minister from Parliament. Parliament should do a job so that Parliament can have that overseeing capacity enhanced.
But will Parliament
that would mean
polarized system as
tweaking our constitution, because it says the majority of
exactly, yes. But that's what people are calling for.
That conversation, that table you are shaking. If we start, will not. But Abdul Manaf Nuruddin, I just wanted to new kid on the block. We also saw his performance against Chile, and I'm so excited because he's so young. I think 23-year-old.
That guy's good.
So he has his entire goalkeeping career ahead of him. He has until October to impress a certain Otoado. Other papers?
Okay.
All right, let me bring the front page of the Finder. Nana B's national organizer bid receives massive backing. 2022 had first flight to take off on June 20. And Professor Ameao Ikumfi, chairman hopeful, files nomination forms. And the big question, Benjamin, why deaths on good roads?
Recklessness.
As 217 killed on 3 major highways within Accra alone.
Recklessness.
217.
So when the road is bad, people are forced to slow down, and then it works on your car, and sometimes there are accidents. When the road is good too, people will overspeed and do all kinds of things.
So here's what the Finder does that I'm excited about, and you can get a copy of the Finder and look at it. So they give us details of N1 highway and other N4 highway, N6 highway, and it's disheartening, guys. There's just something wrong with us. There's something wrong with us. So one day I was going home on the N1, and this heavy-duty truck, these ones that carry sand for construction, was entering from a certain point, and the speed with
those ones are the most reckless. You know why? They feel they are absolutely reckless.
I was shocked.
Well, not all of them.
Yeah, not all of them, but I was shocked, and I just turned to look at the driver, and I'm saying, how do you enter a major highway that way? Yeah. He would have crushed the vehicle on his side. It was the reaction of the driver that saved him and the other occupants in the vehicle.
Some drivers are too reckless. Now, the Accra Times, Parliament to be the savior over the falling reputation of democracies. Who's saying this? I beg. This man, he says he wants to redeem democracy in Ghana. My vision, my priority is to break the 8 jinx in 2024. That's according to Charles Bisu.
Then he has a lot of work to do, if you ask me.
Oh, really? Yeah. But he has what it takes to.
That's what he says. But I'm saying
explaining.
Breaking the 8
takes a lot.
Comes, especially in our times, and following the level of frustration that people feel and the level of frustration people pour out to us every day.
Now, if you look at what he did in the Western region, where they were having 8 seats, when he came, he said I would increase it and doubled it to 16. I think from that experience, maybe I can, with all that is
the delegates will decide.
The things coming to mind, anytime I hear Charles Bisu, certain things come to mind, so I'll just zip my mouth.
Okay.
Are you done with your story?
So let's just do this quickly and then...
Let's do Republic Press, yes.
Yeah,
okay.
Let's do this.
Now, Malians, Nigerians invade Kaswa, hijack ice cream shoemaker, a DAE business as terrorist threat.
Is this 1,000 go, 2,000 come?
No, but guys, see, on a more serious note, so a relative of mine went into Kaswa last week. He was following up on a case for a Nigerian who had been brought into the country to do sakawa. Okay, so there's a lot of trafficking happening in this country, and the Ghana Police Service, we know you are aware, but we need real action. So what these guys do is that they come to Nigeria, they go back home, and the guys see them, oh, you're looking so good. It's like, oh, there's a lot of good business in Ghana. And let me just add that there are Nigerians doing good business here.
Yeah, sure.
I have so many friends who are doing genuine business, but of course, we know there are...
So these two cases that I want to wrap this up quickly. So this guy comes, they camp him in a house in Kaswa, and they give him all the goodies. After 1 week, they say, take a laptop. This is the job you're doing. The guy says, I can't do it. They seize his laptop and his documents and they throw him out.
Oh.
Yes.
By his fellow Nigerians?
Of course, yes. So they brought you here. So he says, until you give us the money we spent to bring you here, I'm not giving you back your items. And that is a problem. Look, they are there. There are so many of them. And it raises a lot of security questions about these foreigners there. Well, there's another story on the Republic that caught my attention. Hide your husbands. SHS students warn as they return home. Charlie, so when I went to Infantsman Girls, I heard something like this. That, you know, older generations, when they come back from school, the women will start saying, hide your husband. But what is
no, but that's the discipline thing that we need to tackle. Why would an SHS girl tell an elderly woman that hide your husband because I'm coming home?
All right,
where from that?
Just quickly wrap it up.
Oh no, I'll just do one story from Ghanaian publisher. FGM, female genital mutilation prevalence rate reduces to 3.8%. And as we wrap, I would have done this birthday. I'll save it for later. Well, there is still some prevalence.
There's a 3% that exists. I thought FGM was
3.8%. But on another note, a very mischievous note, have you noticed something different today?
No.
Oh, haven't you noticed someone's latest integrated phone?
At this point,
25.
We'll take a quick breather and we'll bring you sports. But
I'll investigate this right after the news review is done.
Please stay with us. Sports is next, and then we come back to have our big story. So stay.